Alright, in my last video we showcased some of the losses that we took in Master Rank as our win streak of 21 was broken, but then we bounced back and went on a 5 win streak to hit Master 4, and we're going to take a look at those 5 matches right now, so let's go ahead and get into it. So to start things off in the streak of 5, our opening hand is actually insane, and we do win the coin toss and opt to go first here. We've got Map, we've got Eaglin, and we've got Fossil Dyna, so if all goes well, we should be able to full combo and end on a board that ends with Empin, Fossil Dyna, Trap Card, and Map. And the opponent doesn't have any interruption. We could play through, yes, both an Ash Blossom, and it would be tough to play through an Imperm because we wouldn't get Trap Card, but we could still get Fossil Dyna on field. So if the Imperm came down on the Eaglin, that would be really tough to deal with. But thankfully, we're able to survive there. And the opponent reveals that they're on Purrely, and Fossil Dyna really does beat Purrely, but I learned a lesson in this match, and you should too if you're playing Floowandereeze. Don't activate your monster effects unnecessarily. Why? Because Purrely plays Triple Tactics Talent, and you can see here by them attempting to go end phase, they actually talents draw 2, and I guess they maybe play an out to the Fossil Dyna, but maybe not. They can't really take Fossil Dyna because it still prevents them from special summoning. I guess they could take it and crash it, technically, but yeah, they don't really have any plays. So we take a look at their opponent's deck list here, and I guess they were hoping to draw the one of Dark Ruler. That's all they could really have because they've already activated my friend, so they couldn't really activate Imperm, or the one of Evenly Matched, but again, they've activated my friend, so yeah, these cards aren't doing too much for them in this matchup. So an easy start to the 5 win streak there. Our second match we open with Robina, Stree, Shifter, Goldsark, and Jack in the hand. In the standby phase, as we lost the coin toss and are going second, we activate Shifter, and the opponent reveals Unicorn, so I was like, ah, shoot, I just shifted against a Kashtira deck. But they, yeah, get Unicorn, get Birth, and then just set one and pass. So I'm like, oh, maybe they're only playing a Kashtira package and not actually Kashtira, and the Shifter does actually stop them. So when they pass over to us, we're going to be able to draw an Advent, which is amazing, and then we use the Jack in the hand. The opponent ends up taking the Eaglin, or did they? Sorry, what did they take? Activate. I didn't see what they take. Did they take Robina? Yeah, because we opened Robina, right? And we took the Eaglin, I guess, then, huh? Oh no, they took the Toucan. Okay, I remember this now. Yeah, they took Toucan because they probably think it's a one of. And we took the Eaglin because we already have Robina. So they were trying to play smart, not taking the Robina. And obviously the one time I don't need the Robina from the Jack in the hand, we don't, the opponent doesn't take it, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead and continue summoning here. The Eaglin is going to grab the Empin, of course, and we're going to get back the Toucan there. And then we're going to summon the Stree to banish the Shifter. The opponent's going to rip from the extra deck. That's totally fine. We can definitely deal with a Unicorn, no problem. They rip the Zeus. Then we are going to grab the Empin to field, and then Advent it away to grab Map off of the Advent. Okay, grab back Eaglin, and then grab Unexplored Winds because I have to out this Birth. We haven't used our battle phase yet, so we're going to go ahead and activate Birth, then activate Map. Map effect, reveal Toucan, banish another Robina, and then grab back the Empin, and then we're going to use Unexplored Winds to out the Kashtira Birth and tribute off the Empin or the Toucan for the Empin, grab Trap Card. Now we have all the power spells in rotation. We're going to put back one, and unfortunately we draw the Fossil Dyna a little too late, so maybe we should have done that when we knew we were going to activate Map and banish Robina and bring it back. We should have maybe done this earlier, but it's fine. Because yeah, I guess I shuffled my deck when I searched with the Empin anyways, right? So we may not have drawn the Fossil Dyna. Battle phase, beat over the Unicorn, it gets banished. So again, we've outed the Birth and the Unicorn. The opponent is left with this face down card. We set our trap card and pass. They normal summon the Toucan to bait out Map interruption, and I'm like, that's totally fine. We're going to go ahead and summon the Eaglin, and the opponent reveals the Super Poly, discarding Max C, and they're going to fuse away for a Garua most likely. Yes, indeed. But we are totally fine because, yeah, we are going to be able to get full rotation. We've used Eaglin. We're going to use Stree and Toucan, though, to get the Empin back to field. And we might even be able to grab Apex to field as well because of the Unexplored Winds here. So I thought for a second on what I wanted to do. We end up tributing over our Toucan, and like our own Toucan that the opponent had, and our Stree there in order to grab the Empin, and we grab an Advent of Adventure off of that. And then we ended up not doing anything else there, it looks like. Oh no, I ended up summoning again because I wanted to summon the Robina and use the 2 small birds on field because the Raigeki killed off the 3rd small bird, right? Yeah. So we summon Toucan just to have a body on field because I don't want to tribute off the Garua since it would trigger the draw. So I just want to double tribute, not use Unexplored Winds, when I activate the Dreaming Town, and then the Dreaming Town can flip the Garura face down, and then I can always spin it back with a Ryza on my turn. The opponent has another birth, and at this point I'm going to activate the Dreaming Town, and the only bird we haven't used yet is Robina, so we're going to summon the Robina, grab another Robina, and then use the Advent to grab out the Apex. Kind of wild, the opponent had Raigeki when I set up the lock with a Fossil Dyna, but it's, you know, it's easy to play around it when you have both the map and the trap card. So yeah, the opponent ends up passing with nothing, just the Garura face down. We put back both the Robinas, draw 2, because I believe we had one banished still, but the opponent ends up scooping it up there, and so we just had too much gas once our engine was rolling, and that was our second win in a row. Alright, in this match we won the coin toss and are going first. Our opening hand is actually quite decent since we have map, Jack in the hand, and duality. We're going to start with the Jack to see if we can bait an Ash. It doesn't happen there, so we're going to reveal the standard 3, and in this one the opponent does take the Robina, but we take Toucan here, and then we're going to go ahead and duality. It's totally fine because we have map. As long as this resolves, we'll get Robina anyways. The duality reveals some good cards for us there, but we're going to opt to take the Fossil Dyna. This will enable us to set up the lock if we're not interrupted. Would have liked to see an Advent to dodge an interruption, but it's fine. We're going to use map, reveal Eaglin, and banish the Robina. The opponent doesn't have an Imperm. We're good since we chain block with the Eaglin. Now if we get Ashed, it's totally fine on the Robina. There is no Ash either, so we're going to go ahead and grab out, or sorry, summon out the Empin there and return the Eaglin and grab trap card here, and then normal summon the Fossil Dyna and pass. So the normal summon will trigger map, and then we have trap card as backup as well, so we're looking okay. They opt to, yeah, I think they just gave up here. They just Cosmic, because they could have Cosmic this in like draw phase and prevented me from activating it, but the normal summon on map would just kill them anyways. So they just set one, pass, so we draw Unexplored Winds, which is just like insult to injury. The one set is obviously the Robina that we know, so we're going to go ahead and just go for our rotation here. Two can grab back the Cosmic Cyclone Magnificent map, and then we're going to put Apex on board, and this is actually just enough damage since they Cosmic themselves for 1,000. We're able to KO with this board right here, and just like that, that was an easy W. We take a look at what the opponent was on here. They were on, yeah, special summon city, so Fossil Dyna absolutely kills them in that instance. In this next matchup here, our opening hand is once again probably playable, assuming that the opponent doesn't put up a bunch of negates. They're going to play Altergeist here against us, which is wild. But we do have Toucan, Book of Eclipse, Pot of Duality, Jack in the Hand, and Pot of Prosperity. The opponent just goes Linkaribo, set 3 pass, and I'm like, okay, an Evenly would be really nice to find here. We draw the Fossil Dyna, which is also good. They're going to go ahead and start activating their Altergeist cards, so they bring out some stuff. I just know that this card is like, the effects of your Altergeist cards can't be negated, so you can still attempt to negate, but it won't be negated. We do indeed reveal the Evenly, though, off of the Pot of Prosperity, but we also reveal that we're on Floowandereeze at this point. And we're going to Duality because I actually want to see if I can get a second Evenly. So we do get Map, Robina, which is crazy, and Gold Sark. Those are like 3 absolute killers to get off of a Duality, but no second Evenly. And my call to Duality there was correct, because look at this, they do indeed have a Solemn Judgment. I mean, they are now in OTK range and with a very simple board on my end. I don't have to go for the triple tribute monsters in order to do 8100, so that's the, you know, silver lining of getting Solemn there. But they do save their board. Now we're going to go ahead and Jack in the Hand, and we're going to reveal the standard Toucan, Eaglin, and Robina, and the opponent did what the one opponent did, where they took the Toucan thinking it was a 1-of, and they let us have the Robina. We're going to go ahead and activate map effect, and reveal Robina, banish the Empin in this instance, and then search out the Eaglin, and then summon Toucan to grab back the Empin, since we use Book of Eclipse to flip the field face down, since this card has to send one of the face up Altergeist card you control to negate the monster activation, so we flip their board face down so they can't do that. And I make a stupid mistake losing track. All I had to do was tribute over the right, beat over the right monster, and I win the game super easy, but I make my life hard. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and just set up here. Off of the Empin, we summon the Fossil Dyna, then normal summon for turn is Eaglin, after we activate Unexplored Winds here. Obviously, sorry, we can't battle because we used our battle phase already, so we have to use the Unexplored Winds to out the monster that could beat over the Fossil Dyna. And stupid me, I out the wrong one for the Apex. Like, this would have been game over here, right? Because the opponent, they have the monster now that can flip face up, beat over the Fossil Dyna, that will make their trap card live as well because of face up Altergeist. And they also get a search off of this, which is the Marionetter. So by literally tributing the wrong one, sending the wrong one with unexplored winds, I made this game 100 times harder than it needed to be. Because this card is only 500 attack, it's not beating over the Patchy here. So the opponent ends up drawing and searching. They go Marionette. Okay, we're going to trigger map here. They're going to set another protocol. Now the sad thing about this situation is they're going to easily negate my Eagling when I summon it because I have nothing to chain block it with to absorb the protocol negate, right? So we're going to summon the Eagling, and sure enough they do protocol, sending the Purrely. And I wanted the Apex back to hand already. I knew it wasn't going to negate it. So like I said, the protocol says you can attempt to negate, but you can't actually like follow through with the negate. So yeah, they negate and destroy the Eagling, which is totally fine. And then they beat over the Fossil Dyna as expected. And then are they going to have plays in main phase 2? Okay, they're going to send and special, yep, and then link for the Kashtira. And then that triggers another search for, wait, is that the Purrely? I think I called one Purrely. Yeah, I called one Purrely earlier and it wasn't. So that's fine. They're going to summon with its own material. And yeah, with the Purrely in hand as well. And bring out another one. And then search out Manifestation. And then activate Secret Village, which, you know, is interesting. I don't have any spells to activate, but this is not an activated effect. This is an applied effect. I've said this many times in my videos. So we can still use the Unexplored Winds to tribute over stuff. I don't know if I attempt to activate map effect on field, if it still goes through with Secret Village. Funny enough, I haven't really run into that interaction. It was giving me the option to activate it, so I'm assuming I could, because it doesn't say negate, it just says you cannot activate. So if it's already on the field and it's allowing me to activate, I assume that it bypasses the Secret Village limitation. But I didn't test it. I didn't want to risk, you know, attempting to use it and it fizzling out. But the first thing we do is we out the Manifestation, I believe there. They opt to banish it right away to grab a card back to their hand. But we put the Apex on board. They activate another protocol. And we've used our normal summon for turn, but this is totally fine because now we're going to go battle phase and just straight up beat over the Kashtira. They're going to attempt to activate it in the graveyard, and we're going to negate that. And then the opponent just ends up scooping it up because we're no longer locked under Secret Village since we got the Spellcaster off field. And I guess they just thought it was going to be too much of an uphill battle from that point. So again, making that game harder than I needed it to be if I just would have kept track of what was on the field. And at 4 wins in a row, we actually lost this coin toss, but the opponent opted for us to go first. Our opening hand, okay, it's technically manageable since we have Stree that can banish the Jack in the hand. The opponent expectedly takes the Robina there. But we are going to be able to end at least on M-Pin and Fossil Dyna now that we see that the opponent has no interruption, which is great because any interruption here ends our turn, unfortunately, since we have none of our tools in order to dodge disruption. So off of the M-Pin, we summon the Fossil Dyna, then we search map off M-Pin so that we can use map with the Toucan to banish the trap card. This just gets us map and trap in rotation. It's a little bit of a dicey situation if they have evenly or something, but they are on Sky Striker, which is why they wanted to go second. And on the normal summon, we summon the Eaglin and grab the Ryza. Now, I don't have a targeting graveyard, so I know that my Ryza is actually going to have to stay on field. But at this point, I'm banking on the fact that you're not going to have enough to out the Fossil Dyna, and they just end up scooping it up. What's crazy is I looked at this opponent's deck list after the match because I'm like, Sky Strikers plays a number of like dynamic spell cards. I'm sure they could have done something. They actually have a lot of outs. They have Kaiser Coliseum, which if they would have drawn that and they used that and then normal summon Ray, I can't use my map, right? Because I can't put more monsters on the field, so they instantly beat over the Fossil Dyna and then quick effect, you know, link off. But then the link monsters can't use activated effects because of M-Pin. So M-Pin is a pretty hard stop to Sky Strikers, but they can easily deal with the M-Pin. So it's not even like, you know, a problem because they can use Afterburners that obviously they can search off and engage. They have Tactics Talent since I use monster effects during their turn, right, with off trap card. They've got Widow Anchors, which is monster negate, right, so just straight up negate the Fossil Dyna if they want, or M-Pin, and Forbidden Droplet. So the opponent had like a number of ways to out the cards that I had, and Kurikara, which, you know, tributes over my stuff if I use their effects during the turn. So yeah, Sky Strikers is actually not that bad of a match, but on that 5-win streak, we end up hitting Master Rank 4. With only 6 days left in the season, are we going to have enough time to grind to Master Rank 1 or attempt to? I don't know. It seems like a pretty tough meta, but let's see if we can do it. Stay tuned.